Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome to a brand new video. Welcome to another news video. Make sure you please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we're on the road to 700 subscribers at the moment. We're on 683, so we're getting closer to our goal before the season starts. We want to get to 700 before the season starts next season, so please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like on the video to help to get out to more people, and let's begin today's news that we have to talk about. So Leeds United incoming transfer date revealed as financial constraints cause arrival delays. Now, Leeds United are unlikely to make any big money signings for Daniel Farke's squad until July 1st this summer due to the club's financial plannings. Now, we already talked about this in a short that I quickly did, but I'm going to go through and the whole article, and talk about it. Leeds and fellow Premier League clubs are widely expected to keep their powder dry when it comes to signing players until the 25-26 season begins in an accounting sense. Now, so basically what it's saying is, in July 1st, so the next transfer window when it opens before the season starts, the next one. So we have the Club World Cup and then the window will reopen. But when it reopens, the financial report will basically be ending. So when it does open before the season starts in July, it basically means that they've all reset it. The financial reports have all reset, and that's what clubs are waiting for before they actually do make their signings. So yeah, for the remainder of the month, any signings clubs make that are not designated to be made official on July 1st will be reflected in the financial accounts for the year ending on the 30th of June 2025. So the 30th of June is the last day before it all resets. So that's why clubs are basically waiting. It's not just us, there's a lot of other clubs, and basically we're all just waiting for it all to reset and then go out, so that it all goes together for next season, the next one, whenever that is in 2026, I think it is. So yeah, we're all just basically, all the clubs are basically waiting for that until, so it all resets, all the financial stuff resets, and then we can all, make the signings, and then not be panicking of we have to put the money in for the end of this month, but we can get it all ready for next year, basically. So yeah, that's all basically about that. But yeah, the next thing we have to talk about is two players. Now, the first one we're going to talk about is a possible exit. Now, I've talked about this player, and he's a player that I wouldn't mind see leave. Like, a lot of the players I wouldn't mind see leave. Like, the only players that I'm like keep is Rodon, Tanaka, Ampadu, Dan James. I'm probably missing one. No, that's basically it for me. It's Rodon, it's Ampadu, it's Tanaka, it's DJ, and the rest of them, if the money's right, I think we're going to sell them. Now, Red Bull could do an extraordinary deal for Leeds United. Defender, if £75 million star leaves club this summer. Now, let's get into this. Leeds United could see a few deals done with Red Bull owned clubs this window, as Daniel Farke looks to strengthen his squad ready for the Premier League season. If we go down to here, we're talking about Leeds United's Pascal Struijk could be subjected of a Red Bull club transfer. Losing a player like Pascal Struijk this window could be determined to Daniel Farke's plans, but it could happen. Like, this is something that could happen. The latest on the white centre-back suggests that Struijk would sign a new deal, but that he has yet to be seen so far. So he hasn't got a new deal, but we're thinking that he probably will get a new deal, I'm guessing. This came after worry from fans that the Dutchman would potentially seek a move away with Tottenham interest in Struijk. If you remember that, Tottenham were interested in, I think it was January when Tottenham were actually interested in him. I'm not sure if it was January or before the season started, but it was sometime around then anyway. Nevertheless, his future could still take a turn, but there are opportunities on the table both from Leeds and Red Bull. Speaking to Leeds United news, transfer expert Graham Bailey has revealed the latest on Struijk's future in a saga potentially involving a £75 million rated player. Leeds' plan is to keep Struijk, so our plan as a club is to keep Struijk, which I could see. But they want him to stay, and a new deal this summer is possible. The new deal is possible, but it's one of those things of, if the price is right of, we're going to get good enough money for him, I would probably sell him, because I think Struijk's a good player, right? But I've always said this about him. He gets beat too easily at times. I don't think he's going to be our starting centre-back in the Premier League, because I think Rodon's going to be our starting centre-back, and we're going to sign a new centre-back that's going to be a starter. But him being like Struijk being competition for the new signing would be nice. But it's one of those, if he does leave, I'm fine with that as well, because then we'd spend probably, if we do sell him, we'd probably spend big money on the replacement. I think we're going to spend big money on the replacement anyway, but maybe that means we can spend big money on the replacement and spend a bit more on the backup. on the backup centre back. It's just one of those things that you have to look at when you see these kind of things. But yeah, it is a possibility that Pascal Struijk could be exiting Leeds United. Now, do I actually think this is going to happen? No, I do think he's actually going to stay at Leeds United. I don't think he's going to actually leave. I think he's actually going to stay. But there is those questions of, if the money's right, sell him, because in my opinion, as I said, the only players I'd really keep are like Rodon, Ampadu, Tanaka, Dan James. The rest, if the money's right for me, sell. If the money's right for players like players like Struijk, these type of players that we have, Ramazani even, I know people won't agree with that, but Ramazani even, Nonto, if the money's right for these type of players, I'd sell them. But yeah, that's all we have to talk about Pascal Struijk. I do think he does stay at Leeds United though and be like competing for a starting place. I don't think he's going to get handed the starting place, but he'll be trying to battle it out for the starting place with whoever we sign as the other centre back. Now Leeds United are in pole position to seal. Oh my god, this is going to be a struggle. Christentis Uche, transfer as revealed clause promise emerges. Leeds United appear to seal a march on their rivals for the signing of Getafe playmaker Uche. I'm just going to call him Uche. That could be wrong, but I'm just going to call him Uche. The 22-year-old attacking midfielder is in demand this summer, with a host of clubs across Europe interested in the Nigerian international. And that's something that we do need. We need a number 10. Daniel Farke knows his side must strengthen in attack if Leeds United are to challenge in the Premier League next season, which we know that. After details of the release clause at Getafe, it seemed that Ellen Road Club are the front runners to sign Uche. So we're the front runners at the moment. Leeds United favourites to sign Getafe Uche. Leeds have already identified targets in attack as they aim to boost their goal threat in the top flight next season. I'm trying to go over to here. Leeds are keen on Uche and are in pole position to sign him alongside Brentford, according to SER journalist Jose David Palacio on the 2nd of June. So yesterday, I think, yeah. So it was us alongside Brentford are basically the front-running two teams battling it out for his signature. The stats that the 22-year-old has fallen in love with Europe and wishes to depart the La Liga club. Now, this is what he did this season. Now, he played 33 games. 30 of those were starts, so he had 30 starts. He got 4 goals and 6 assists with 34.4 touches. Big chances created. He created 7 big chances. And he had a 67% pass accuracy, basically. But this would be an upgrade. This would be an upgrade on Aronson, who we do need an upgrade on. The Premier League duo are said to be bidding the strongest, while there is also interest from Italy and France as well. Uche reportedly has a £21 million release clause, but Getafe have promised to lower that to reach an agreement. That agreement will not be immediate. However, as negotiations must first take place. So negotiations are going to take place basically, and then maybe we'll be able to sign him. It's one of those players that, I'm going to go and look at his stats right now and just look at what he's done over the past couple of seasons. But yeah, we do need a number 10, and we all know that. So yeah, he's had 2 seasons in his career actually, at Getafe and another club, which I don't even know what league this is. I'm gonna have to check what league this is because I actually don't even know what league this is. But so let's talk about it for a second. Let me just try and figure out where he played in his first season. Sorry about this, boys. He played in the Spanish Football League. Oh, it's the Spanish Football League. So I don't know what tier that is though. But yeah, this season he's played 38 games. The season before in I don't know what team that is, he played 36 games. This season he's played 2,841 minutes, and that season he played 2,622. So he's an attacking midfielder. He's a type of player that I think would be good for Leeds United, but he's also a risk. He's one of those players that would be a risk for Leeds United based off the fact of he's not really, it's his first season and 10 GNA. Look, 10 GNA in your first season. That's good. I mean, the season before here, it says he has 0 goals, 0 assists, and has no rating, but I don't know if the league he might have been in, maybe the stats didn't go through or something, or maybe he just had 0 goals, 0 assists, not quite sure. But yeah, this season he's had a good season. 10 GNA is a good season, but you look at this as your starting number 10, and you look at that as probably I would rather Hamer. I'm not going to lie, probably rather Hamer, because Hamer's a player that's proven himself in the number 10, while this guy is like a new player coming through, 22 years of age, his first proper year in football, his first proper season in football in La Liga, and he got 10 GNA, which you know, as I said, it's good, but it's one of those where it will be a risk, because it's a risk of, are we going to take that risk, or are we going to sign someone that's more like, we know what they're capable of and we know what they will bring to the Premier League as like a Hamer, you know what I mean? Which I'm going to say I'd rather Hamer, so yeah, I'm going to say I'd rather Hamer. But hey, if we brought him in, you know, if we brought him in, I wouldn't mind, but it will be there'll be a little bit of warning signs for me, and a worry that he won't be able to do it in the Premier League. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, and as always, I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.